Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Live via Zoom from her home is our producer, Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Sounding great.
Virtually producing today.
I like that. It's cool. Nothing stops us. Unstoppable T&D Media.
And just because now we transformed into the podcast and radio side, because we talked about it on Twitch. Anyway, me and Daniel were basically directly exposed to someone who had COVID.
Yeah.
So we're just playing it safe, and Sam's going to do the show from home today. We had tomorrow planned day off.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that on the BDM show.
We're going to get into my newfound addiction.
Daniel's got a procedure tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
It's my gateway to pain pills is what everyone's telling me.
I feel like if we don't have COVID by Wednesday, we're good to go.
I think we're good. Well, 5 days. That's what they say, 5 days. And Wednesday will be 5. And you and I did test, and we don't have it now. And that's the cool thing about COVID is there are times when you can test, you still have it, but it's showing that you don't have it. So technically you don't have it, which is the cool part of COVID. That's the cool part. The only cool part.
Well, the listener that sat in, he's like, I started feeling like garbage, and then I took a test, negative.
I'm like, you don't have it.
Then the next day, positive.
You
It's
had
like,
it.
oh,
Yeah.
well, you had it back
You only have it when it's positive.
That's the same thing that happened to me, too, when I got COVID. I started feeling like garbage, and then I took a test immediately and negative, and then I was like, I think I got it. Like, I feel like I know more now than the test because I feel bad.
I think I can tell when I get it.
Like,
I think I know what it feels like now. I'm an expert in COVID.
that I need to talk. I was about to text Turkey Leg, my buddy, because he's
a COVID expert.
Oh, he had it twice. And so I wanted to ask him.
Hasn't Dan Cummins, our friend, podcaster and comedian Dan Cummins, hadn't he had it 3 times?
So I know.
Man.
There's some people that get it a lot.
Yeah, there's
just around. So
I
many
think
people.
Cactus Steve has had it 5 times.
But I want to ask him, did you feel the same? Because I remember I just had it in December.
Right.
So
it's coming up.
It came on for me like a flu. Like, you know when you have the flu, like that body ache and that
I get hot and achy.
Like your skin feels sensitive to the touch, you know what I'm saying? And then like I had a fever.
Like I can't wear clothes like an autistic child.
Yeah.
I'm like, everything's bothering me.
So is it going to feel like that again? I would think that you were like,
I don't know.
Every time
I think it'll vary case by case.
Yeah, maybe.
Person to person, but the same person. Would it feel because
ashes to ashes?
I know
dust to
people that
dust.
have had it multiple times, and the second time was worse for them. So it's weird.
I think it's just a dice roll. You never know what you're going to get. But anyway, that's why Sam's there. I'm just explaining it because I'm trying to dodge the emails from everybody saying, oh, God, you got it again, or Sam got it, or she's dying, or he's dying. No, everything's fine. Even the listener that got it, he's good to go. Like, he emailed us and said, I feel better. But yes, so everything's good. We're just trying to be safe.
Well, they're trying to not spread it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
So let me tell you what happened with Max's birthday. So
I was there. Maybe I was a part of these shenanigans.
So
can I brag on your house for a second? It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a show palace, dude. It's great.
I thank you.
It really looks. Take the compliment.
How are the front yard holes?
It looks great. He did he and Crystal and his sister and Crystal's mom all through sod. Even though I asked, I said, "Do you need help? I'll do it." So Tom and the ladies, the gardening ladies, they all threw this. It looks awesome, Sam.
Well, my plan was just to do it by myself, and then the wizard was coming into town, so
he conveniently came late.
Yeah. Because
nice job.
I told him, I'm like, get here at 3, help me throw the sod, and then he's
rolling it at 9:30.
Yeah. He was he's like, I'll get in there, and
I'll
then,
get there when I get there.
Anyway,
you can't tell the wizard what to do.
So Crystal's mom walked over. Then my sister texted me. I'm like, yeah, you can help. So then me, Crystal, my sister, and Crystal's mom all threw sod.
I had a question about this.
Yeah.
So you and 3 lovely ladies are throwing sod. Earbuds in or talking?
I wanted to wear earbuds because the NFL podcasts are starting to come back.
They are back. No, they're back.
They're starting with
happening.
Their team reviews now. So anyway, but I didn't do that because I didn't want to be disrespectful.
Good call.
In case because they're helping me.
You could have run one bud.
But when you do that often, I put it in my ear and there's nothing playing, but everybody thinks that I'm enjoying something when I'm really not. And then
why do you have it in your ear?
Because I put it in my ear and then I stopped it and then I never turned it back on and then my hands get dirty. So I don't want to take my phone. It's a whole thing.
Oh, yeah. No, I got you. I got you.
Anyway.
I actually admire the fact that you don't want to get mud on your phone. It's like the first time you've ever said that.
Well, because then I've gotten mud in the little ear holes of my...
Never get mud in the ear holes.
And it's packed in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then
like a sailor packs the tobacco into his pipe.
But you can't blow it out because there's no hole in the other
Caked
side.
on. You got to get a toothpick.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wait till it falls off in my ear.
So you and the ladies are throwing the sod. You get it done.
Yeah. No, well,
you sawed it around the trees. You cut it out. I noticed he cut out little whimsical shapes around each tree to give his front yard almost a fairy village look. It looks good.
Oh.
It looks good. It's way more artistic than I thought you were going to go. You got a good eye for plants, buddy.
Wait until it dies. That's all I'm saying.
Why now? Take the compliment. Poof your confidence. Feel good about what you've done.
So Max's birthday was Saturday, and I told Crystal that I wanted to grill hot dogs and hamburgers.
Yeah.
Because
for a vegan home.
Yes, well, I
most
got vegan hot
everybody
dogs.
coming there is like a normal, average Joe.
Yeah.
Good old Americans.
And Tommy now eats cheeseburgers. I don't know if you knew
All
this, Sam.
right.
He now is on this kick where when we go to a restaurant, he orders a cheeseburger. Which
Macy's doing that too. It must be the age. She's cheeseburger crazy.
It's weird. It came out of nowhere, and then Crystal did yell that it was my fault that I did this. When's the
last time Crystal tasted a cheeseburger? They're goddamn delicious.
Yeah. That's what I know. And anyway, so I decided I'm gonna cook hot dogs and hamburgers. And Crystal did say, let's just get like some pizzas,
Hold on
10
a second.
pizzas again.
Yeah, let me jump in here. Say 10 pizzas. Sam, are you crazy? 2 pizzas. There'd be two pizzas, and they cut them into party squares where everybody gets one little nug of pizza. You don't get a slice, you get a nug.
My wife does order 2 little pizza.
Yeah, she orders 3, 2 cheese and a pepperoni. And it's like, oh my God.
It's too little. But anyway, I was like, no.
I seen your house. There's more marble in your house than Saddam Hussein's apartment. It's like, put some pizza on the table.
I told Crystal, I'm like, I'm going to cook hot dogs and hamburgers like old school.
It was good.
Like dads did in the 90s.
What's the complaint? It was good.
Tell me you got some delicious organic meats.
Well,
not enough time.
Yeah.
Didn't
not
plan.
enough time.
You know what? Most of the time spent getting ready for these parties is just cleaning my house.
Mad rush.
Our whole house is always so destroyed that it takes 2 full days for us to clean it, to put on the perception that we live our lives this way.
It looked great.
When we have strangers come over, we're like, look how clean and well organized we are.
It was great.
But it's a lie. We live in complete chaos all the time. There's toys, like clothes, always
papers.
Papers?
Yeah.
Like, that's how we really live.
Little paper towels.
Anyway.
Andrea leaves little paper towels everywhere.
So, instead of ordering the pizzas, I decide I'm going to cook hot dogs and hamburgers.
Ballpark Franks.
And here's what I found is the issue with this. Because the general society consensus is, like, for kids' birthday parties, they're doing pizza. For instance, when you go to any of these...
I've never done pizza at one of Macy's parties, ever.
Pizza?
Because it's basic bitch.
Well, at any place that you throw a party at... Chuck E. Cheese,
at Monkey Joe's.
Monkey Joe's.
Yeah, because the teens have to have something
Planet
that
Obstacle.
They can't cook.
At Trampoline House or whatever the hell.
Trampoline House.
All these different kids' places, they all serve cheese pizza.
Papa John's.
That's what you get.
Do they still do like the birthday parties at McDonald's for kids?
No.
I'm sure they do.
I don't think
right?
they do.
Probably don't have enough staff.
I don't think they do them anymore.
Yeah. They probably don't have enough staff.
They do them.
There used to be a person in charge of birthday parties at McDonald's. Yeah, like there was an employee that helped you organize it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's that anymore.
Well, now that you can do wheelies on 4-wheelers in the middle of the street, anywhere you want, why would you even organize the parties, right?
So anyway,
just ride the 4-wheelers.
I think everybody has come to expect pizza at kids' birthday parties because of not only these companies that throw
so
the
it's the
kids'
stereotype. It's expected.
But I think because they have done it at Monkey Joe's for so long that every kid, like every even house party, they just order pizzas, whatever. So this is what I noticed. So I cooked these hamburgers and hot dogs. None of the kids wanted them. Like, because they wanted cheese pizza because that's what they expected. And the only people that ate the hamburgers and hot dogs were Daniel and like the wizard and his wife.
The other dad, the other dad was first in line.
Yeah, and the other dad,
he needed a hamburger. Woo.
Yeah, that one other dad. Yeah. But everybody else, like all the moms, that like the dads, I think appreciated.
Oh, I was excited. I was like, God damn! And then you had every topping, Sam.
But I noticed the moms
tomato, onion, red onion, mayonnaise, Miracle. They had every topping. Like being a Fuddruckers.
The moms didn't partake in the hamburgers and hot dogs.
Oh, those moms, they didn't even wear their bikinis. They all sat over there with their jeans.
So I don't, like, it was a flop.
Maybe it's an adult thing then, because, like, we did hamburgers and hot dogs one night on our vacation, and everybody loved it.
It was not a flop.
No, everybody loves hamburgers and hot dogs, but no, at kids' birthday parties, it threw them off. I noticed that when I brought the cooked hamburgers and hot dogs in, it's not like the other parents were running over. I think they were more confused of like, where's the cheap pizza that's at and all the kids definitely didn't like it.
So the kids were like, Maisie liked her hamburger.
Yeah, but again, Maisie's used to going over. I'm saying the stranger kids from like Max's class and like the.
They did look a little confused.
Yeah, none of them got like. I was like, "Hey, hot dogs are ready." None of them were like, "Yeah."
Can I ask a question?
If I said pizza was ready, they would have run in. None of the kids ate.
Can I ask a question? Because it seems like your parties are great, except for only one mistake you make. Van family pool parties are always on point. The bounce house, the pool, it looks great. It's clean. Like everything looks awesome. It's always the food. The hors d'oeuvres is always a little off. Yeah. Like one pizza, two pizzas. Like this time, the hamburgers and hot dogs, but you only had two bags of chips. 2 bags of chips? Two?
Oh, yeah.
You got to have at least 6 bags of chips because people rip.
That's crazy.
They rip through chips, man. You can't just dump 1 bag of sour cream and onion. That's like one fat dad will roll through there and they're gone.
I know. We're bad at that part of the hosting.
What are you afraid of? Wasting the chips?
No, again, It's
chips.
We're always cleaning the house last minute.
I'm gonna bring chips next time. I'm gonna take that off your plate.
It's the problem is that we're not ready for any of this, and we're not good enough people to constantly host parties. Like we're not organized enough. We don't prepare.
We do a lot of parties for people that aren't organized.
We like to party.
They love to party.
That's the problem.
I like to party. I like to party.
So we like the party.
You do like the party.
But we don't like the work that it takes to do it right.
But you do all the work. It feels like you gas out every time you get to treats.
Yes.
You gas out at treats. Like
I know.
You get to treats. Like the house was, Sam.
We need a person in charge of treats.
I keep having to come back here and give him compliments because I don't.
I'm hiring Daniel.
I'll do treats.
I'm hiring Daniel
Just
to cater.
Just get it catered by Gringos or something.
I know. That's what I want.
That's the easiest thing to do.
The thing is, the last time we did that, you
got a lot.
I was yelling drunk to my wife about this.
You got a lot.
At the end of the Max's
birthday
party.
You had like a 65 people taco bar. It was too much.
Nobody, again, like, it was overwhelming for the other parents to, like, make their own double D's.
And make the kids tacos. So you're saying pizza or nothing. Pizza is the only food you can have.
Strange, like, my good friends and family, me and Daniel will eat the hell out of Gringos.
Oh, my God. Are you crazy?
Strange, like, the moms who stereotypically bring the kids, like, they are...
I don't know about this. Is this vegan?
No, they're reserved.
You think it's unsanitary to, like... grab their own ingredients?
They don't like to be looked at while they're slathering queso on They don't like to be looked at when they're making a plate. Anytime a woman has to make a plate, I'll say it. I'll be Bill Burr of the day. Anytime a woman has to make a plate,
in front of strangers,
they hate it.
I think in front of strangers, other moms are used to showing up they probably pre-eat. Okay, this is what I've learned. Like, when my wife takes the kids to other birthday parties, she knows they're only going to have cheese pizza. She don't want that.
Yeah. Andrea does this too. She'll eat before.
She'll eat before, and then that way she...
I had a chai latte and a blueberry muffin.
So if they had, like, even if my wife, if she went to a birthday party, kid's birthday party, she takes Tommy and Max, it's at a park, and they had, like, what's that vegan restaurant that we...
Ethos?
Ethos. They had Ethos cater it, right?
Oh, man.
And they're making...
I like Ethos.
Like, Ethos...
Sausage rolls.
Yeah, like huge spreads or whatever. I don't think Crystal would go load her. Even she loves to eat those, but she's not going to do that at a kid's birthday party. First, she pre-ate because she expected there not to be a huge meal.
Not going to happen.
And second, she doesn't want to eat a huge meal in front of strangers, I think.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be in the line. She doesn't want to be a focal point. She doesn't want to be a distraction. It's not her party. She's just the vehicle to get the children to the party.
Yeah. So
I think also with the women, they want to make sure there's enough food for everyone else before they eat.
Exactly.
That's a big thing, too.
I'm never that guy. I look at the line and I'm like, I'm always happy though when the fattest dad goes through fastest. And I'm like, pulled the seal off, and then I'm in.
Yeah. I
felt uncomfortable getting in line for your hamburgers because nobody was getting a hamburger.
I know.
And
nobody wanted them.
They were good.
It was fine. They was good.
They were
hamburger.
Seasoned perfectly for that tomato.
My sister was cooking them.
Oh, Jen did it was medium.
It was too hot.
She cooked a medium with a fresh and crispy lettuce and tomato and red onion. Oh, it was delightful.
But here's what I did learn as I stood baking, grilling hot dogs, like baking in the sun because it was hot as hell.
It was very hot.
And
pizza would have been so much easier.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, Sam. I was like, more people would have enjoyed it.
Not me. No, I'd have been mad. If you'd had the same two sad pizzas, I'd have been mad.
This is wrong. Everybody who ate the burgers and the hot dogs enjoyed it more than pizza, right?
Correct.
But the strangers and the other moms and the kids would have liked pizza more.
Correct.
Because
both statements are accurate.
I think they were thrown off by they didn't want to load up a giant cheeseburger.
You should have done sliders. You should have done mini burgers.
Yeah.
Mini burgers is good.
Yeah. By the way, I'm
mini dogs.
I'm not going to stop this behavior. I'm not going to quit.
Don't.
I'm going to keep fighting.
I will help you.
I'm a true American hero.
Yeah, you can't.
So what's on the menu for the next party then?
Sliders and mini dogs, and I'll be Captain Snacks, and I'll even dress like Captain Snacks.
Yes, we have to get better snacks, like a huge snack bar.
Yeah, you need more chips. Here's another thing that you did that it makes me crazy. You do need dips, but you guys always take the chips and put them in a bowl. You can't do that by the pool. They get wet.
Yeah.
Your Doritos were they were compromised. You had some soggy-ass Cool Ranch. I'm touching them with my finger. Chips should not sound like... It should be crispy. You got to keep them in the bag.
All right, I'm hiring Daniel.
Captain Snacks.
For the Captain Snacks. And
I'm there. It's with an X, too. SNACKX. Snacks.
And then next, I need to hire some sort
belly
of...
dancer.
No.
Oh, okay.
Like... person that entertains the kids and sets up games with them. And
hire that lifeguard you got a couple years ago. She was awesome with the high side and the, woo!
Stop.
My God. Captain Stacks was having a hard time that day.
Because I realized that besides from the, blowing out the candles, and then, you know what I like, too, that a lot of people don't do? Max requested to open his gifts in front of all the other kids,
which I thought was
like that.
Your wife
shied away from that in the past.
Your wife and I just had a conversation about how she's like, I think I got out easy because we don't have to do presents. I was like, look at this. This was at Tommy's birthday.
Oh yeah.
Then when Max rolls around, he requested to open it, and I looked at your wife. She looked at me, and we're like, oh no, it's happening. But it went well.
It's a weird trend. Like I didn't know that kids didn't open gifts in front of the birthday parties anymore.
Because it can take forever, and then kids are grabbing the gifts, they're opening them up, and they're fighting. And
it used to be a thing. Like
it was part of the party,
and that we used to do in like the 90s and 80s.
It's how you could see how horrible the kid is when they open the gift, and they're like, I already have this. This sucks. And you're like, oh, wow, that's a jerky-ass kid.
But I don't know why they went away from it.
It's a waste of time. If other kids grab the gift and try to open it, then it takes too long. Then you don't know who to thank. Then some people are late. Then I remember my mom going, hurry up and open this because Jerry's about to leave. And I'm like, well, I don't care. It's my party. I don't want to rush the opening of my gifts just because Jerry's got to go to a soccer practice or something. That's crap.
And you know what's weird, too, is back in the 80s and 90s, you had way more of a chance of people getting embarrassed because you had friends and family that didn't know what the hell to get kids.
Right.
And like nowadays, it's so easy. Like you go to Google and you're like, what do 9-year-olds like? And they'll give you a list.
Oh, there's so many guides.
In the 80s and 90s, you would have your uncle or whatever. He would go to
Army Navy store. I got you a green canteen. I got a green canteen one time. Green canteen.
Yeah, they
you know
don't
what I'm
know.
to do with that? You know what to do with that?
That's Captain Snacks.
Yeah, punt it into my... Yeah, I wasn't Captain Snacks then, Sam.
And older like men especially don't know the ages of kids.
So for any boy, they go pocket knife, and for any girl, they go magic wand. It's so lame.
Like they have no idea the difference between a 4-year-old and a 11-year-old. Like it's just it's all the same, but it's like it's huge. Like the spectrum is gigantic. The difference between a 4-year-old and an 11-year-old, and the guy's like, I don't know, young boy. That's all they know.
Now I was worried about what we got Max, because we got him a Roblox toy, but it's not the game. It's a toy.
No, you like that.
Okay, I didn't know if he liked it.
No, he likes that.
Because like when I looked at it, I'm like, well, I started making fun of it. I was like, this is just a plastic representation of the video game that he likes more. So we're just giving him a doll of something that he won't care about. But if he liked it, good.
No, you know what? I will say it because I like to make fun of everything a lot and only talk about the negative because it's funnier to me. And maybe this is a tell that I'm a damaged person inside.
Well, we've known that. You refuse to admit that you need help.
But Crystal got Max some presents for his birthday, and I wasn't that excited about them, especially like on his actual birthday.
You weren't excited about them.
Yes, because
you got to factor in dad excitement, Sam. It's a real thing.
And so she got him some
men or babies,
some money gift cards to Nintendo Switch so he could buy his own game. And then she got him like a couple T-shirts. And then she's like, I didn't know what to get. I panicked and I got him a yard. You know those like tailgate games where you throw a ball that's attached to another ball with a string?
Tailgate, where you throw the double balls at the loops.
Yeah, and then
they wrap around.
And there's 3 levels of sticks, and then you have to try to, I think the middle level is the most points.
What is that game called? There's a name for it.
God.
You know what I'm talking about?
Too complicated.
Ladder ball, somebody.
It's ladder ball.
Ladder ball.
Yeah. And then each person is kind of like cornhole.
You got him a ladder ball set?
Well,
oh my God. That's what EJ wants. A big fat dad.
Yeah. She got him, and it's not even the nice one. It was like this cheapo Chinese garbage ladder ball.
Chinese ladder ball.
And then she's like, I got him this. And then I didn't say anything because I'm learning my lesson. I just say it inside my head.
I've been quiet.
And I'm like, I said inside my head, you ruined my son's birthday. and I'm not joking. If she heard this, she'd be mad. But luckily, she didn't care.
Oh, my God.
She didn't listen to anything.
She's in the chat room. Hello, Crystal.
She didn't even know how to get in. She didn't even know what Twitch is.
No, she doesn't know.
But
it's what you give her, a Twitch.
I almost woke up at like 6 in the morning when
switch up
Walmart.
the gifts?
No, and drove to Walmart and then panic bought something better because I thought in my mind Max was gonna open this up and then think to himself like, you got me Chinese ladder ball. It stinks. Like why?
Well, no, he got something on. Who got in the skateboard?
What do I? Buffalo Bills, a Bills Mafia, like a tailgater. What is that? Like it's stupid. Like I don't even play this. I don't even, like. What makes you think I want this? No.
I got you a Newport cigarette cornhole board. Who got him
That's
a skateboard?
My mom.
Okay.
Because my mom is like me.
Well, she nailed it because she also threw money at it because it was a badass independent trucks. It's got Spitfire wheels.
Way too much.
An Element. It was a brand name Element board. And when he held that thing, he put it above his head. And it's burned into my... I was in the pool. And he held it above his head. And he goes, I love it. Like that. And I go, well, holy... I thought you gave him that. I was like, Tom, crushed it.
No.
Oh, you did not crush it. Mom... Then Mama Van crushed it, dude. Crushed it.
I think, actually, my wife is the one that suggested a skateboard, or like she thinks.
Well, and she got the good one. She didn't cheap out.
Because my mom,
it had all the toys.
Yeah. She spends way too much money on gifts.
That's a goddamn good grandma right there.
But spoils, but that was my whole life. It was always
it's happening again.
Paintball gun for Easter.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was like,
God damn.
Sam, a $500 paintball gun for Easter.
It's the traditional Element logo with the red black with the it's got the what do you call them? The not tracker, but the other ones, independent trucks. It's awesome.
Yeah. She went to a skateboard store anyway.
Give me the works.
But she shouldn't have been.
You gonna take him out to the skate park? I'll skate around with him.
He goes every, I think
he goes to lessons.
Wednesday he goes to like skateboard lessons at some place. I don't even know.
That's Crystal's good parenting right there, buddy.
Crystal's been taking him. I haven't gotten a chance. I take him to golf and swimming.
You should take him to skateboard.
It's 3 in the p.m. or like 2:30 on Wednesdays or whatever. It's not conducive to work. Anyway,
well, next time we will do a better job helping with the snacks.
And
I promise.
Should I hire? Is there any like person, like a Blimpie or someone, but local,
Blimpie, right?
local Blimpie?
Oh, there's a lot of local Blimpies.
You get Flimpy.
You mean Blippy?
Okay, okay, whatever his name is.
Blimpie is a sandwich company or a derogatory term for a fatto.
The guy
Get
with
some Blimpy subs for the next party.
green. Where's Waldo? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Carl.
He's got it. Oh my God! I just farted.
Knew it.
I just farted. I'm glad you're not here because
I did have a sore throat this morning,
stop
but
farting.
my whole family does, and everybody, all the kids that were the Wizards kids, all had sore throats. Everybody, I'm like, I don't know what is. Anyway.
Well, you were exposed to COVID. Did you give it to everybody at your party?
No, they came with sore throats. They came with
it was
COVID.
A rule.
Yeah.
Show me your throat.
Yeah. So anyway. So the a person that would be in charge,
A Blimpie. You want to hire a Blimpie?
Of just they come and organize games for the kids, and then basically
party planner,
2 hours. Not even a party planner,
like a counselor.
Just like, hey, we're gonna do this game now and this instead of like
they have that.
Because when I was younger or whatever, we had house parties, birthday parties. Like you just let the kids swim in the pool and run around crazy. There's no organization to it or whatever. But I think nowadays people want some sort of beginning, middle, and end, so that tells them when it's because
you've always
what happens to me is I just get drunk, take my shirt off, get in the pool, and then I don't know, and then people are still at the party.
No, they were leaving.
Yeah.
It did the normal. Okay, Sam, you've never been to one of these kid parties, but you can always tell the end of the party is Tom is done with the grill. He'll take off his dad hat. He'll take off his shirt. He'll wander over. People are leaving. The moms have already left. And then he'll get in the pool and he'll kind of swim around a little bit. And that's everybody's kind of cue to know that it's time to leave, time to go. He's done his thing, right?
Yeah, but it's awkward for, I think the other moms need a finite ending that we should,
Good night, everybody.
Well, in most birthday parties, when you go to Monkey Joe's, after they do the
they make an announcement. They're like, you now have 3 play for another 30 minutes until we put the next suckers in here.
Yeah. So there's none of that at a house party.
I can do that as Captain Snacks.
Yes,
I can do that.
all right.
Do you want me to run the fun as
yeah,
well, or
yeah.
you want me
I don't
just
have the
on
money.
snacks?
No, I don't have the money for 2 different people, so I need you to be Snacks and Fun.
Snacks and Fun. I don't know.
Snacks
I don't know. It's going to
And
cost you a little
announcement. And I need you to dress like the
ringmaster, the tiniest ringmaster. I could dress
There
like
is
anything.
a website called funnycheeks.com
Funny
where
Cheeks.
you can hire somebody to entertain your children.
That's a bad website name, right? I mean, I mean, how about call it something other than anything Cheeks?
So what is it? Does it say any prices or?
It does face painting, airbrushing, balloon art, caricatures. You have to call or text.
You know what you should do that
like
wouldn't be weird, but people would think it's weird. But you should do airbrushing. Mm-hmm. But only on the boys, only on their nude up half.
It looks like the
totally
cheapest
fine. It's fine.
package starts at $125 an hour.
$125 an hour? That's too expensive.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
My God, how many hours are you gonna run? 2, 3 hours?
Captain Snacks, he won't charge me that much.
$50 an hour.
Yeah. He'll work for some weed pills.
Yeah. What do you? I can't stop farting over here.
That's all why
I'm sorry, and it hasn't made its way over there yet because it's humid in here.
So, okay, remember when Martha Sagowski was doing her extravaganzas?
I don't think she does them anymore. At
the
least
kids age out?
I haven't gotten an invite in a while. I think kids do age out, where then they want to do destination birthdays, where they just want to take a couple of friends to a theme park. Or I want to, Maisie, she's done with the parties now. She wants to take one of her best girlfriends to the beach. I'm like, what are you, 35? Yeah. You want to go get a bird tattoo on your wrist too? You're gonna do that? You're gonna start wearing a John Mayer, one of those Colorado Rockies hats and a flowy dress?
So here's another thing I wanted to do, and they have this, but you have to it's too expensive. So ice cream trucks.
No, you could have gotten the Kelly's truck.
Well,
I know the price on that. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but
John the Barber did it.
Yeah, but for them to come to your house for an hour is like $500 or
I think it's less than that.
Is it less than that?
Yeah, I think it's less than that, dude. It's a lot more reasonable than people think, and you're getting homemade ice cream.
Man, I think because for them to even like go out there and set up and then bring the ice cream, like it's got to be a minimum. Like I don't think it's less than 500.
I think it was.
Like, man, I remember
I
John telling me
his being an hour, and then it was like these flavors until jump, and I think it was like I want to say like 2 and some change.
It's got to be more.
That's what I said, but I'm not thinking that it was more than $500 because he only did it for a select, and you're going to be even smaller than him.
Yeah, but
because he had people coming all day. You're going to literally just have 1 hour of like, let's say at the most 25 kids.
Well, they're not going to go and serve ice cream for 2 hours and give away that product for $200. Like, dude, everything is so much more expensive.
He's buying the ice cream, and it's here until it's gone, right? So there's a finite amount.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for the ice cream truck itself, like, dude, I'm saying it's $500.
Andrea knows.
I'll text John, but
yeah, text him.
I wish there was like, if every local ice cream truck had, and they should do this, like have some sort of peer-to-peer share program. Where
what about like a virtual ice cream truck where the kids just put on goggles and he's like there?
You could request one like a Uber or whatever, request an ice cream truck to your house. And put the amount of kids you have, and
they'll make sure they have that many,
or just so they swing
creamsicles.
Because if I could just request like any local ice cream trucks to swing by, not that there's that many of them nowadays, but it would be awesome if like you know ice cream truck just swing by the front of the house, and then all the kids ran out,
and then you're like a hero because it's a surprise.
And then I'll pay for all the kids' ice cream.
It's on me.
It's $250.
Why don't you just provide the ice cream already?
Because
he wants the presentation of the truck and the music and the.
They get excited about the truck. Like, although it doesn't happen very often, but every time an ice cream truck ever came by the house, my boys got super excited because it's a rarity. It's like
you live in a bad neighborhood. The ice cream truck, he doesn't want to be there. He's scared.
Usually the bad neighborhoods get the ice cream.
Yes, I was about to say, yeah. At my old Heroin Alley, there was an ice cream truck parked next door.
All the time.
You want to hear something really funny?
The truck.
You want to hear something really funny?
The closer you get to the truck, the poorer you are.
You want to know why you're right? And Andrea and I, this happened just 2 weeks ago. Ice cream truck up here. Kids are out of school. Ice cream right up here in front of the school. Right here in Baldwin. Baldwin hated it so much, he was parking there for a couple of weeks. He'd park there, then all the kids, they ran him out of town. They're like, you get the hell out of here, ice cream. You're ruining our beautiful area. They ran him out of town.
Yeah.
He's not back. They got him. They called the cops on him. Andrea and I saw him pulled over one day right up here in Baldwin. They're like, do you have a permit for being here? Get the hell out of here. You go to Castleberry.
They don't like it when you
post up.
And I'm like,
no, Maisie and I didn't even get a chance to. Yeah, they don't like it when you post up.
Anyway, you would think that there would be some, but the problem is all the ice cream truck drivers, they're all independent. They need to unionize or something.
They
get together,
just like
they
Starbucks.
all they need to get together and organize, put together an app or something so that they can make the money because they're just driving around aimlessly.
Like Halsey, they need to do an app like the Halsey app.
I just go to the places that you're going to sell more than just one cone. Because, I mean, you're driving $5 a gallon of gas.
It makes me sad to think that you thought your son's birthday party was a flop, and I thought it was great.
No. I'm just saying it could be better.
Okay, all right. Fair enough.
Mr. Softy does actually have an app.
And then you request him to come to your house?
EJ's had an app for years. I'm sorry.
It just it's probably not guaranteed that it was, based on where he's at and location-wise and all that stuff,
So ice cream, I bet you most ice cream trucks can come to your birthday party.
Yeah, but you'd have to probably pay him some sort of guarantee. I just want him to swing by on the route and then just pay for the ice cream.
Yeah, well, that's a gamble.
You have to pay for the people's time.
Yeah, but what if they pull up and the kids are like, you know what? We're not interested. And you're like, I didn't expect this.
No, they're going to be, I will bet my life that every kid would be interested in getting ice cream from an ice cream truck.
Now, EJ has been zooming in. Are we taking him next segment or are we taking him this segment? What are we doing? Should I grab him now?
Let's. I wanted to talk to him about some story he texted me about. But we only got 6 more minutes.
Yeah, so you want to do a couple of voicemails in this segment to close it out?
Yeah. We'll talk to you next segment, EJ.
All right, hold the line, EJ. I'll get our ACT voicemails. We got a bunch of them. This one came in this morning, very early. I would imagine that maybe this guy was inebriated, but what he brought up made me laugh out loud. I thought this was very funny.
Hey guys, how's it going? I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I've seen a couple of dogs recently wearing doggles, and I swear to God, they look badass. They all look like they asked their owners for the doggles because they're, active, adventurous dogs and they need the protection. All right, thanks, guys.
I've noticed that too. When you look at a dog that's wearing doggles comfortably, he looks as if he has discussions with his owner about purchasing new doggles. Or maybe that's just me because I project personalities on all dogs and I talk for them because I'm that guy. I'm that kind of owner. I can't see you ever being that kind of owner, but like I do the voices for Maggie the dog. I did voices for Caesar until he died. Even now I'll do the ghost of Caesar. That's the kind of owner I am.
You know when you put socks or shoes on a dog and they walk funny? Or
they lift their legs high.
Yeah, they constantly want to kick them off or whatever. Like, it would make sense that if you put goggles on a dog, that they would be shaking them off. Like, even I remember we had to put the lampshade on Lena one time.
The cone,
and she couldn't function with it on. Like, she was like walking backwards, and she was like freaked out every second she had the lampshade on.
Well, that's good. It's working.
But she couldn't
good,
relax.
It's keeping her from biting the thing.
It is.
If she were relaxed, she'd be pulling her stitches out.
Some dogs, I guess every dog's different. Some dogs don't care about the lampshade. They just,
Caesar didn't care. He didn't even notice it was on him.
Yeah.
He's just like, whoa, okay.
But with the doggles, you would think that they would be weirded out that something's over their eyes and be constantly trying to scratch it off or like shake it off, right? But they all seem content with it. Weird.
I've seen people do their own collars. Because they were like, it's a better collar because my dog can't do the one collar. Like everybody's got. My mom would make up things that the dog did that the dog doesn't do. Like my mom would be like, oh yeah, cheese she only eats this kind of cheese. That's not true. You made that up. It's not even a thing. Like this dog, like since I took over the dog now, this dog's thrived since I took over the dog. Maggie.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't have diarrhea anymore. I fixed her stomach problems because I'm not feeding her like Winn-Dixie brand block cheese as a treat. I'm just actually feeding her like a piece of kibble as a treat. What's prepared for dogs. All the ailments that this dog had while it lived in my mom is like Munchausen syndrome. Like my mom was like keeping this dog sick. So she had a purpose. I'm just telling you the truth because my mom can't like call me and yell at me for saying these things. God bless her. I love her to death. But there were things that she claimed Maggie did that Maggie does not do.
What is it with older ladies and
Munchausen dog? Munchausen dog.
They're like,
oh my God, she'll only pee once a day at 5:32. It has to be 5:30. Not true.
Is it because they fill a void of like children and then it gives them some sort of children?
I had started my own life and her husband had died. So what did she do? Get a tiny dog and then projected all of her crazy
I feel like
fantasies.
People do that with their kids too.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, my kid only does this.
Oh, my kid's got a gluten allergy. You don't even know what that means.
Oh, yeah. They definitely do that. I'm just wondering, like my mom has now 2 dogs, but there are one dog that she has. She was talking to it. She, Oh,
did you see her arms? Oh, my God. Your poor mother.
Biting her crazy.
Oh, she's like, look at my arms. And she holds them up. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Is Bitey getting
they're blood crazy. The new
puppy is scratching her with the puppy nails.
She said Buppy. She said Bitey.
Blimpy's cousin Buppy.
She said Bitey is surprisingly calm.
Yeah. Bitey calm down. But the new puppy. But anyway, what is it with like adopting this dog and then treating it like a person and then like
I want to do
and
that.
Giving him Munchausen.
I'm gonna Munchausen my new dog. I'm gonna munch it up. I'm gonna do it.
I don't think I'll do that
with my new Westie. We're getting a new Westie at some point. I don't know when, but my wife's dedicated to getting a new dog, and I'm gonna Munchausen the hell out of this dog. I'm gonna make fake ailments. I'm gonna make a voice for it, a persona. I'm gonna try and figure out all its little quirks.
Sam, will you do that when you get old?
I don't know. I've gone back and forth with even getting another animal.
Yeah, but I'm talking like another 20 years pass and you're Meemaw Sam.
I can see Meemaw Sam.
I mean, maybe.
You know,
like
like
I need something to cuddle up to when my husband dies.
Oh my God!
Well, he's not gonna
Why
die.
would you do the poor man?
I'm now feeding into the hypochondria.
No. Okay, that's a dangerous game.
I've done that one time, but it makes it worse though.
It
with
does
Daniel,
make it worse.
Daniel said, he's like, look at my eyes. Are they yellow? I'm like, yes. And then he's like, oh!
I literally ran home.
And then
I literally ran home.
It makes
crying.
it worse.
I was crying. I was looking at him.
Yeah.
He had to apologize to me. It's a mess.
It's like you need that dog to hear you like talk and have someone to talk. What is it?
If you had $1,
it's a companion.
Yeah, like if
Man's
you guys,
best friend.
if you guys had $1 for every time
Guess I don't
I
understand
say, even
companions.
Andrea would definitely back me up on this, and she would clown me a little bit. If you guys even knew the number of times I look at Maggie and I go, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? What's going on? Let me scratch you. What are you doing?" Like I do that.
Oh, you baby
more
talking
than I
to him.
do anything.
Yeah,
That is what I do. When I get home, the first person I greet, not even a person, it's Maggie. I go, "Hey, what are you up to?"
Yeah. You're gonna full munch out.
yeah.
I'm Mr. Munch.
I've never baby talked a dog.
Yeah,
ever.
I'm the king of baby talking dogs.
I don't even know how to baby
I
talk.
baby talked to some strangers' dogs at a brewery this past week.
Yeah, I'll do that, especially if I'm drunk. I'll leave the group and just go play with the dogs. My dad would
Yeah.
baby talk dogs.
Really?
In his southern, hey, little Maggie, hey, what are you doing, little Maggie? I'm gonna scratch your belly. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
You know, I'm starting to get scared that maybe I'm like going down the direction of my pop-up.
Oh,
because
yeah.
He
Unfeeling swamp man.
yeah, but he after his like second or third wife, which is like the 70s, he basically lived by himself and went to his garage every day of his life till he's 90.
I like being alone.
And the only interaction I ever saw was with these two giant like cranes that flew by his garage, and he'd feed him corn. Like,
I love giving corn to my crane.
And that was he never had an animal, never had any other companion, never had a girlfriend, never had nothing.
Well, you did find that one Polaroid.
Yeah. That was an Everglades swamp hag that someone got him for his birthday.
You know, the chat room said something that's both sad and poetic. Chigardi, who I love, said in the chat room, Tom is going to end up as numb as his hands. And that's sad, man. You don't want to be that. And you're not that. You look, I give you a lot of crap about being unemotional or whatever, but Sam, if you had been at this party, not to go back to the party, you would have seen Tom sitting in the back watching Max open his gifts. You were literally watching the Super Bowl. It's cute to see him like all in.
Well, now he really has to focus on Max since he called him out for the swim match.
I didn't think about that. You're right.
No.
Were you only doing that because Max called out your attention span?
He didn't even remember that. You know what I'm telling you?
I'd have to talk to Max.
And every single swim match after, I looking at him the entire time, and then he never looked at me one time. And then I'm phone in my pocket to swim, and then never looked up. And I'm like, you don't care. Anyway, all right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to EJ about this Russian gambling cricket thing.
Okay.
It's a crazy story.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
EJ's on the line. How you doing, EJ?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good.
So, I know it's Tuesday, but it's not technically a nerd job.
No.
But this is a sports story.
Breaking news.
Well, EJ sent it to me, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So tell me the story, EJ, because it's crazy.
Well, I pulled it up because I saw it's perfect for Tom. It's gambling, scams, and sports, all three together in the story.
Okay.
EJ's doing what the listeners like. I'm just like you. I'm a narcissist.
I'm a bad father.
I drink too much.
Horrible husband, alcoholic, and pedophile.
So what is it?
I saw it and I was like, this is a perfect Tom story. If I do Nerd Jock, I have to bring this one in because I know he'll love it.
Okay.
And it's basically what they did is they created a fake cricket league in India. And they put it on YouTube, and they set up like a Telegram site to gamble on it, and they sent it to Russian gamblers, and they had it rigged.
So it was all by design. So they did their due diligence in creating it, creating the matchups, creating the outcomes of said matchups. And
the umpires had earpieces in to determine what the play was going to happen. They had a sports announcer that sounded like the Indian guy that does the real cricket league there. He's like a sound-alike. They had that. They had players. They were paying $5 a game that were like farmers and just youths from the area.
That's good money.
Were playing, but it was predetermined, and the bookies were running it.
So, and this was just to Russian people and clients that signed up to this particular like gambling site.
Obsessive gamblers that were just gambling on something they didn't know. They just wanted to gamble, and they were gambling on, and they only had one tight screen, so you didn't see the whole like arena. It was only the batters and the pitch in the very center of the thing, and all you saw was them running back and forth.
But this was only for Russians.
Yeah, they sent it to Russia. Like it says it went to like Kiev, Odessa, and like Moscow. They were receiving bets from those areas.
Well, that's Ukraine and Russian area. I guess are they assuming that they have more to worry about at the time, that the devil in the details won't matter because there's war going on there, and this is something to, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why they would do this.
Like a distraction, maybe.
Yeah,
it's possible.
It is very odd that they would do that.
Also, I didn't know really that you could target one particular area. I guess you can make it so if you use an IP address from a different country, it didn't go, because I'm wondering how why they targeted specifically Russians. It's screwed up because you're scamming people out of money.
You know what's interesting though about this is that I don't trust these type of things as being real. Not to say that the story isn't real, EJ, but what I'm saying is like these type of stories where they talk about everybody was in on it, right? You hear that a lot. They were all in on it. It was a big orchestrated plan. I don't really believe big orchestrated plans anymore because there's always one person that's willing to talk. And now when we talk, we don't just talk to each other. We get on social media and we blast something or we email something or we put it into writing. So these type of like big orchestrated deals are, just think about like when people want to do like a terrorist attack or something. I mean, they find out about a lot of them because people just run their mouths.
Yeah, and that doesn't have to do with like a huge organization playing cricket. Like a lot of people have to be involved.
Multiple players, multiple fake referees.
Well,
so it makes me.
They got caught though, so
right.
Yeah. They spent more on the scam than they won from the gambling, is what it said. They spent like $4,000 to pay for the pitch and all the players, but I think they only made like $2,000 on the gambling.
Were they targeting Russians because of the world's perception about Russia and like how Russia is now, I would say, I don't know how every country feels about it, but the general consensus is people don't like what Russia's doing, right?
Well, yeah, unfortunately,
around the world.
And we don't know these people, right? We can only go based on what their government does.
But and
that's unfair because those people they're not making day-to-day decisions.
No,
so Russians are fine with me, but their government, not cool.
It's the equivalent.
I think the main reason why they went with Russians is because it's illegal in India to bet on cricket. So I think they couldn't do it locally, even though the cricket league ended in May and they were doing this in June. So it's been the Indians would know this was fake. And I think that what they were doing is targeting a place that was ignorant, and that's how they were trying to make their money.
Yeah, and all the other sports books, like in the United States and even the offshore ones, wouldn't pick this league up and wouldn't jeopardize their reputation because anybody that is okay.
What about the XFL? Can I gamble on that?
Oh yeah.
So anything that rolls out here is basically granted the legitimacy of us all thinking it's on the up and up.
You can bet on the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's predetermined.
No, I know that, but that's always bothered me because there's always going to be dudes that are in those writers' rooms, but there's always the take that it could change at the last minute, which it does.
But that doesn't even matter. All these books will take it and just make super low limits, right? So your max bet could be $100.
You're just having fun at that point.
Well, and they're not losing that much. So they know that some people, there's probably maybe even dozens of people that know the outcome, and so it's 100% you're going to win the bet, but your max bet is $100, right? So how much are you going to win? Especially and as they bet it, the odds will change. So it could be $100, but it could be minus 300. So your return is very little. So that's how they like kind of police that. But with the cricket, what's weird is that you would think that if you were betting on cricket, right? Follow me here. That you would at least be aware of what cricket leagues existed and what teams, you know what I'm saying? Like you would know something about cricket, so it would be weird. Like it would be the equivalent, and I'm not sure how much Russia's into cricket, but like let's say for us betting on soccer, right? Like the Americans don't know traditionally that much about like European soccer or like soccer around the world.
Sure.
And you go on Bovada or one of these, bet online or all the other offshore books or DraftKings if you're in a different state or whatever, and you go and look up lines for soccer matches, and then you see a match that you are not familiar with. Like I could see you being like, okay, I'll just bet on this because I just want to ride the lightning and watch a game. A lot of people do that. Yeah. And so I could see it like because we don't know there's some.
So what happens to these guys though?
So do they take them down? What's weird is I don't know how it works internationally in laws, right? Where if you are based in India or in some place, and then all the people you defrauded are from a different country, is it Indian law that gets you? How does it work?
No idea.
It's probably hard as far as the laws go to determine how you're penalized or how you're charged as far as.
Do they say anything about that in the story, EJ?
They just said that Indian authorities arrested him, but they didn't find the mastermind behind it. So the guy that set everything up, they haven't caught yet.
Interesting.
As of was it last week?
My God, that's very Squid Game.
But based on how many call scammers are out of India, imagine that there's a little bit of lawlessness.
Yeah, you're not gonna find this guy.
I mean,
that's what I was thinking.
Seems like they got a lot going on over there.
The first thing I thought of was call scam, and then I was like, well, how many of these fake cricket leagues are out there? Because this call scamming thing seems like there are hundreds of thousands of them, right?
It seems like
endless.
It seems like there's an endless amount that can never be stopped.
And it seems like it's been happening since the year 2000 until now. Ever since I've had a cell phone, the whole Indian call center scam thing, that's a thing.
Yeah.
So it's had to have been around before cell phones, right? What were they doing? I don't know what they were doing, but they did something.
Yeah.
Some scam.
You just need a Russian YouTuber to take them down.
Like a mail scam? Were there mail scams before then?
So
yes, there were.
Yeah, there's got to be something, right?
It seems like this is interesting in the fact that I wonder if we will see more of a shift towards the actual bookies scamming the customers more than vice versa. As far as it used to be, people always trying to get over on the bookies, but there's so many. How the sports books and all these bookies work, the actuality of people betting is how they safeguard their bets, right? So as people bet on something, the lines change, right? So it's they can't be overwhelmed on one side,
right?
And so just based on how it works, you really can't be, you really can't be screwed all that much. Really, the biggest problem with bookmakers nowadays is people making typo mistakes and putting up a crazy line and putting up a plus 14 instead of a minus 14, and then a bunch of professional gamblers jump on it. But again, they set the limits low at the beginning, so you can't get down $200,000. Most of the time, you could only get down $1,000 maybe on one particular bet, and most of the time, if it's a prop or a side that's not that popular, they'll put the limits at $100.
Did they have a total at all in the story, EJ, of how much money was being moved around?
Well, they said that they made $4,000 in payoffs, but they spent double that on the field and all the people. So they spent $8,000 to set this up. So they lost money on this scam.
And it's not a lot of money either. Really, when you think about it, right?
It's weird that they even attempted to do this because it seems like an easy after you watch. Okay, say you're in Russia, you bet on this cricket match, you're watching it. It's the rigged one. It's all actors.
It sounds fun. The fact that they have it rigged. I want to play on a fake team.
But someone's putting that on the internet, right? Like someone's broadcasting this, and the internet is telling you if this is legit or not, because the internet's like, wait a minute, I've never even heard of this league. I've never even heard of this team. Who are these people?
But if it were on the internet and they were running a real game, I would think it was real.
Yeah, but the
they were wearing jerseys of real teams. Like they were wearing. Let's see the names of the teams. Where did I lose it? Okay, the Chennai Super Kings, the Mumbai Indians, and the Gujarat Titans. And they were wearing jerseys for those teams.
But are those
which are real teams?
So they were pretending to actually be. But
but that would be figured out easily because the internet, you'd be like, well, my favorite player, Hakeem, whatever, isn't on that team, whatever. Like I say, like screw that, this is garbage. I'd be mad. I'd be like, that's not our guy.
And even if the actual people betting on it didn't know at first, like it's going to get out on the internet and some screenshot of that,
right?
And then people are going to be like, that's not the team.
That player's wearing cargo shorts. That's weird.
Yeah, but this is. That at least they pulled that off. Remember the fake college football team that got on ESPN? Like, how did no one figure that out before they aired it on ESPN?
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Then that's
happened, that's a great. I forgot about that one. Yeah, that was like earlier in the year. I remember that.
I think that's
that was a scam in the other direction where they were actually scamming the players.
Yeah. It is amazing nowadays.
People
like
are getting creative.
How things.
Yeah.
But the internet will find out the truth immediately. Like it may happen, but there's no like getting away with it nowadays, right? Something that blatant because everybody on the internet will tell you what's real and what's not real pretty quickly. Like, days or at the latest.
It out pretty fast.
Yeah, and so if there like how there is no secrets anymore, like there's not any awesome places to go that no one knows about. That's done, right? There's not like undiscovered. Like remember the place in the
not public places,
the beach. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like there's not like, oh wow, I'm in this grotto is amazing, and I just had to get. It's like a short walk from like that doesn't exist anymore. Once is an awesome place, it's public. The internet knows about it, and social media has promoted it, and it is packed. There's no more secret. There's no more getting away with elaborate group scams for that long anymore.
You guys ever
watch? Which is weird. They even tried, and they thought they could get away with it.
They got all the way to the quarterfinals of their playoffs.
That's crazy.
Before they got arrested.
Have you guys ever watched cricket?
Yes.
No.
Is there an argument to be made that like was cricket before baseball? Did cricket influence baseball? Is cricket stolen from, or is baseball stolen from cricket? Like, what is the deal with cricket?
I'm guessing cricket's older just because it's,
But we hate it when people are like, well, it was influenced by this, and we originated baseball. We hate that.
I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, think about it. Like, you have a pitcher, and there is
a bat,
and I know
there's bases.
So
I mean, come on.
Yeah. So I wonder.
Modern cricket is much older than modern baseball.
Yeah. I would imagine that cricket came first.
But I'm sure you've got people that are like, it has nothing to do with each other. Baseball's an individual thing that we thought of.
I heard an interesting thing, and we'll end with this because it's an old man topic. But my buddy he loves handball, which is weird.
He wouldn't shut up about it.
Yeah.
I mentioned it one time, and he was giving me all the glory stories.
It's definitely an old man thing. It's like old men at the park or prison.
He told me what killed handball.
Well,
he's like, you want to know what killed handball?
Yeah, and he brought up the racket. And he's like, handball was super popular. Then the racket made it easier for people to play.
Well, he said it made it easier for women to play.
Well, yeah, that.
I'm just gonna quote your friend.
Yeah, well, he's misogynist.
Yeah.
But it's that made it so it's like whatever makes a sport easier is going to make it more popular. That's kind of what happened. Why a lot of people said that golf became less and less popular because it's a hard sport to learn.
Super hard.
And people weren't willing to put in the time. Like, I don't know if we're just lazier or whatever it is. Like we're too busy to put in the hours it takes to be a good golfer.
Attention spans are not made for golf right now. I mean, that is rare. I mean, like probably there are plenty of people that might have that, like have a problem with their attention span. Like nothing holds my attention. That maybe if they focused or tried golf, it would be beneficial to them in regaining
Yeah,
some focus or some, sometimes just being in the moment. Like I have a problem with that. Where everything has to be like, I'm going here, I'm going here, I'm going here, I'm going. Like sometimes it's very difficult for me to be in the moment. Work on this, work on your swing, give it an hour.
Yeah.
That's hard for people.
You got to put in so much time, though. It's like 10,000 hours before you're even decent. All right, EJ. Anything? I will tell EJ that I'm now up to Guardians of the Galaxy 1 in my going through all the Marvel movies with my sons. And so next up is Guardians 2, and then
Electric Boogaloo.
And I know we're moving towards like Infinity War and all,
An Endgame, yeah.
And
that sounds horrible. A war that never ends. Infinity War.
Yeah.
God.
And then what is the most current? Is it the
Black Panther 2 trailer just came out?
Well, that's the thing. Like MegaCon was this weekend. Like from Thursday till Sunday, and it's just been like a fire hose of trailers that are from Marvel, like Wakanda Forever. They gave the new title for the new Captain America, New World Order. They're talking about She-Hulk, and they showed Daredevil at the end of the trailer in his yellow and black costume.
Oh, God.
And like Secret Invasion, Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumanium, Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Ant-Man's the alcoholic misogynist that beats up his wife, right?
That's Hank Pym, not Scott Lang.
Oh, it doesn't matter. The Ant-Man knocks his wife around, right?
Oh, yeah. He used to beat up his wife.
So little guy beats up his bigger wife. Interesting.
Is there any... Now, I'm watching him in chronological order.
Oh, you're doing it wrong.
Is there any new Marvel movie that's going to come out that's technically before Guardians of the Galaxy? You know what I'm saying? Like, technically is going to screw up my whole chronological order.
Yeah. They're not going back in the timeline. The last time they did that was with Captain Marvel. And that went to the towards the mid, right before Iron Man. And that was the only one that kind of went out of order from timeline and release order.
Okay, so moving forward, I'm not going to have like a Black Panther. It's like, technically this is between Iron Man 1 and 2. Like if then
No, they try to keep it in order on release and being chronological so it doesn't mess anything up. Because think about it, they're having to keep all this in line and have no continuity errors or things that could cause up more problems that Daniel could just point and say, this is what's wrong with
Look, there's two things I'll die on the hill. We need more guns and we need more Marvel movies. I'll die on both those hills. We don't have enough.
Daniel, this weekend, I started watching Why the Last Man, even though it got canceled on Hulu.
Yeah.
You need to watch it.
Okay.
There's lots of nudity in it.
Well, it's just one of the best comic books. I mean, like, is the story, do they keep the story true? Because my problem is when they start varying it and screwing up the story or dumbing it down, then I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
I'm assuming that they kept it close to the story, but I think they added a lot of stuff. Like, I know why the show failed is because it pisses off both sides of the political spectrum, for sure. And that's the reason why it failed.
Interesting. Okay. I like that. I'll check it out. I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. There's only like 10 episodes. I burned through 7 out of 10 this weekend.
Oh, well, that's fast.
Have you seen who's going to be in Hard Knocks this year, EJ?
No, who is it? Is it
every time you say Hard Knocks, I think of breast implants, and that's your fault.
Well, the Raiders were on when that was a good one. Antonio Brown was freezing.
Gruden, with Antonio Brown going crazy.
Yeah,
his helmet and his feet burned off.
yeah. That's a good one. That was good.
That was classic. Classic.
And that's what I was about to say. Like, I think this one lacks a crazy person because this is going to be Detroit, the Lions.
Oh, they should have went to Cleveland and done the whole Deshaun Watson crazy.
I don't think they want to touch that.
I don't think they want to be anywhere near that.
I don't think hard,
but it would be awesome.
Yeah, especially because it's a kind of an NFL controlled thing. I think the NFL has like the last.
Oh, they do.
Say.
Oh yeah, they have editing power for sure.
Yeah, so there's no way in hell they're gonna put out something that makes them look bad.
It's
all fluff pieces now, which kind of makes me mad. It's like too much of a reality show and too much
of
rah-rah.
It's too rah-rah.
It's too propaganda.
The Dolphins won with Tannehill and his wife. Remember?
Yeah.
I thought because it's a little more positive now that they might go to Indianapolis and show like Ryan, coming in and like he's had nothing but like I would watch that, right? Like as a Falcons fan, I was like, ooh, if they do Indianapolis, we get to see him like coming in and
the problem is
cool.
Denver would be good.
Denver would be good, right? I agree.
Too.
I would watch Denver. Yeah, like I've never seen like a big time athlete come into a new organization. That'd be rad.
I just don't think the organizations that actually think they have a shot to contend for a championship want that distraction of Hard Knocks. Although
fair.
I think some previous Hard Knocks have had some, like when Dallas did it, I know there's a lot of talk, but Dak was coming off an injury, so I don't think they were.
I enjoyed that one too.
I don't think they realistically thought that they maybe had a chance for the title.
I don't think teams can veto it. I think that the NFL says you're taking it. You can't like say no. If you're a contender, they have to take it.
You know how I think that's not true is because I don't see a Belichick Hard Knocks, and they for sure want that because that would be.
Well, Belichick would be boring. He would give no interviews. He would have no cameras. Right.
I don't even know how they work the deal because doesn't it all revolve around the Players Association and the Coaches Association, and he's not a member of the Coaches Association.
Yeah. No, he doesn't take the picture.
No, that's why he's not in Madden.
Yeah. And so I think they have some say, and also. Some teams want the promotion, like Detroit's up and coming this year, and everybody likes Dan Campbell, and they seem to be fighting hard. So it'd be an interesting story, but that's what they want. They want a rah-rah, as my sons will call it, propaganda towards the NFL.
The nanny got him saying that, right?
Yeah. They call all commercials propaganda, which I like, by the way.
I like that.
They're like, why is this propaganda? I'm like, I like that.
He's like a little communist.
Yeah, I know.
I like
Your sons use the word propaganda
all the time.
Well,
They're not wrong.
They call commercials propaganda because the nanny would say propaganda like as any commercials, like that's what she would call it. So then they'd stuck with her.
It's a message
with them. Anyway, all right, EJ, take it easy. Thanks for having the conversation with us.
Hey, thank you guys.
All right, man. Be good, man. See ya. All right, I'm removing him. Will it go back to Sam? It does. Look at that. Oh my God. Looks like we know what we're doing here.
All right, let's do some voicemails. Finish this off.
I got a bunch of voicemails. Now, tell me if you and Sam both feel the same way as this person, because I for sure do.
Hey, Tom and Dan and Sam. I'm standing next to my outdoor AC unit. I hope it's giving some good ambient sound. I grew up in the 80s and 90s in Florida like a good trash person. And one of my favorite things as a kid, which I thought was the highest level of class, was the party sub, specifically from Subway. I believe it was 8-10 feet long or something like that. But I always thought if you had that at your party or event, you were a baller. And I still kind of think it's fancy, even though I know it's garbage. So what say you, TC Van? 8-foot Subways? Bye-bye.
I think it's fancy. And there's different ones. Now, let me walk you through the anatomy of a party sub. There is the true party sub, which very hard to find, where they bake, I believe, 2 4-foot loaves and then cut it all the way down and then cut the end off of one end and then put the 2 ends together and to kind of faux the full 8 feet into like 2 4-foot sections, which it's very difficult to make that bread, to cut it without it like falling apart. And then they just take like a bunch of little sandwiches and just cut the ends off and stick them all together. That's just garbage.
Yeah, that's the party sub platter. Which
I don't like the platter. I like the sub where they have to wrap it, and then they wrap it on this tiny brown board, and then a bunch of like people have to carry it on their shoulders. You can't put it in your car. You have to get it. You have to rent a van.
To
it's
get
the novelty big check of sandwiches.
Yeah, you're right, Sam. God,
perfectly said. Perfectly said. It is the novelty big check of sandwiches. but
everybody likes it.
Yeah, I like it better. Like if Sam shows up at one of your pool parties and she pulls up and then out the back window there's subs sticking out. I'm like, oh my God, this lady's here to party.
Yeah.
Now if you bring a tray, it's okay. And the thought counts and thank you for bringing it, but it's not the same as if you see that cellophane end of the sub hanging out the back.
Yeah, it's a presentation.
And then they bring it in and it's huge, and then you always have at least 4 feet left over and it's still got the cellophane wrapped on it and it's getting kind of mush. And they're like, everybody's got to take some sandwich home.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody does that.
And then you end up with like a 2.5 to 3 foot section of sub in your fridge.
Yeah, and you can't finish it.
Yeah, and then
It's always the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're eating. The problem is that what makes a party sub also hurts a party sub, and that's the shredded lettuce.
See, I like the shredded lettuce.
No,
in fact, Fernando is kind of had me on that for my hamburgers now.
It makes it when you're eating it, but it does not let it keep for that long because it gets wilty and like not
Wet.
crispy anymore, wet.
It's wilted.
Like you eat it 2 days later, and then the shredded lettuce is all like wilted, and then you're just scraping it off.
My wife will do. My wife will do something. She's cheap, and I'll give you another horrible quality she has. She'll put a taco in the microwave with the lettuce on it and just heat it up.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, you're just like my coworker. You're just like Tom Pham.
Yeah. I do
like
that.
you would boil a taco and eat it. Like it doesn't matter.
Sour cream, hot sour cream.
Hot sour cream, hot lettuce, hot tomato.
Yeah. I'm eating it like a dog. yeah. Just so my stomach's full.
It's just calories.
Yeah. They don't keep as long, especially like now the creme de la creme of
you don't even know what that means.
Party subs, and I've only seen this one time. I don't know what it means. Is it some sort of cream?
Yeah, it does. It means the cream on the top.
Oh,
I don't know. I made that up. I'm guessing that's what it means.
Okay, all right.
Creme de la creme?
Yeah. Is that like Randy Savage? The cream rises to the top.
The cream rises to the top. Oh yeah, dig it.
Cheesesteak party sub. I've seen it
happen.
happen.
I've never seen a cheesesteak party sub.
I've seen a cheesesteak
You're
party
talking
sub.
Sam's language.
Las Patas makes it. It's the only time I've seen it, but I've seen some. God, I forgot who's. It was that some like friend of the radio.
Big Fat Slob. Yeah. Okay. I'm hearing you. I'm picking up what you're laying down. Well, you don't expect somebody physically fit like Seth Petrozelli, good friend of the show.
Yeah,
you're not going to go to his party and he's going to have a 6 foot or 8 foot steak and cheese sub.
Yeah. And it was.
I don't know though. He's pretty good with when it comes to food. He usually always gets gringos.
Well,
yeah, but
he's not cheap.
Isn't exactly healthy.
He's not cheap. See, that's the thing is he'll spend some money. Well, but not for fun stuff.
He did ask for a Tom and Dan discount.
Not for fun stuff.
He wants to impress.
Not for fun stuff. I contend that he's immature with his money. He'll buy the subs. He'll buy the boats. He'll buy the houses. He'll buy the drugs.
Yeah, well, it has only to do with him trying to impress the people at his party and get.
So he is cheap
and get people to come because.
So it's a hook.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lure.
Yeah, no, he lures it because without that. What he's gonna? We're gonna be sitting around drinking protein shakes, looking at how ripped he is. Like, I don't want to.
Do that.
What if I sit there with my guts spilling out?
You don't have a gut.
I got a gut.
No, I got a flap.
No,
I don't even have a gut. I have a flap now.
I have I
have to wipe out my flap.
A fudgy body. I'm sitting there, and then Seth is there, Odontus, and then I'm like, I need some sort of gringos. To make myself feel better.
The irony of that, you're going to sit there and eat while he's sitting there looking great.
Yeah, because that draws me at least to get there. I'll still, when I get there, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fat and this guy's, but the gringos is there.
I have to tuck my flap into my underwear like any person that had gastric bypass. I have to like every morning I have to pull my underwear up right under my tees. Right, look, this is where my underwear is, right here, under my tees. And then if I open my underwear, like right under my tees and look straight down, all you see is my belly button. It is facing me. Because that's how much skin I have in my underpants. It's disgusting.
Go on.
It's horrifying.
All right, next voicemail.
All right, let's try this one.
Hey, regarding the Tom watching show and not having directed ads on TV, that's exactly what they were. That Peyronie's commercial was directed towards people who would be watching Battleship on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's going to be like, guys, nerdy guys with bent dicks. It's the same way that, when you watch TV, when you watch a football game.
I know how marketing works, sir, but I'm talking about they didn't target it to me directly.
Well, he says you got a bent D.
No, based on my search history and what I've been looking at, and
you must have been searching that.
No. Well, no, this is on cable TV. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird to get a mass billboard style market to you, yeah, I understand that they only run like that's why you watch news now and it's like a bunch of catheters.
We have rattled people with this Peyronie's disease because like we're scaring people. We had some people say that they have it.
Yeah, I felt
some
bad
people
for
are
that guy.
defending themselves. They're like, I do have it, and it's fine. And I felt bad too.
I didn't really like that when the guy described it on the BDM
page. I still don't
page,
understand what it means.
It sounded way more serious. I thought it was like you have a curved one.
That's what I thought it was too. I thought it was nothing more than a curve.
But
I didn't think it was like hurt.
But some people have the curve but don't have Peyronie's. But Peyronie's is a disease that causes the curve. Right. So that's different. So that's where
I have Modelo's diseise. It's horrible. It's curved, but it's a little more brown and spicy. How about...
Who orders one Modelo?
I do. You don't like Modelo's?
It's fine.
Dude, Modelo with a lime is an underappreciated gold foil dream. I love me a good Modelo, and I like the shape of the bottle. It's the way I like my women. Big old ass. No top. Big old ass. Flat chest. Big ass. Selena.
It's
Betty Betty Bom Bom. Da Betty Betty Bom Bom. You don't like Selena?
It just wouldn't be, I don't know, wouldn't be ever a go-to. I just, you
gotta try it.
One Modelo.
You gotta try it.
If that's all I had, I'll be like, all right.
Oh my God,
I'll drink it.
You're talking about the construction. Construction land is all one Modelo. It keeps the handsome shaking and you get your roof done. That's Modelo land. Let's try this one. This is the call of the week.
What's up, T&D? Got a boombox related question for y'all. Back in the day, early 2000s, every once in a while in college, you get the bright idea of hiring a dancer to come and perform for the apartment, the dorm, whatever, and inevitably she would show up with a big boombox to play music while she did the show. And just curious if you think that still exists, if the boombox still makes an appearance at the private show, or are we at a phone Bluetooth scenario? If it's a Bluetooth, correct. Are we talking like the big one on rollers with the lights, something small? Like, do you still have to be theatrical about it? I'm just curious what you think the evolution has become, and where we go from here. Thanks, guys.
I think you're pulling out your Beats by Dre pill. Tiny. You pull it out of your purse, and you set it on the table, and it's playing, your song, and you just get to stripping.
I haven't heard of anybody recently in the past 10 years that I have known of that has hired a dancer.
You did for Sam.
Well, that was
said last
first
10 years.
show.
You said last 10 years.
Yeah, but that was
I don't even recall if we had music for that. Was that just
I played some music.
Yeah.
silence?
But your screams of horror were drowning out the music.
But that was for a male review that they were promoting.
Stripper. The question was stripper, hired, music, last 10 years. I'm on the board.
I'm talking about the quintessential guys have a bachelor party and
let's do it. Let's
do
it this
hire
Friday.
A stripper to come to their house.
Let's do it this Friday and see what happens.
And the bouncer stands outside and waits.
Stands right out here.
If you do anything inappropriate, he's gonna kick the door in or whatever. And then she awkwardly dances like in the living room of some bachelor pad at your buddy's divorce dad house or whatever.
She's swirling around while she's like swirling as she's like every time she does a circle, she passes the pictures of you and your kids at Universal's Islands of Adventure.
Does that still happen?
Yeah.
Sam, what do you think?
I think it probably does. I mean, I personally don't know anyone either, but I think it's a young man's game.
But
I'm a young man. Let's do it this Friday.
But I don't think that service probably is as popular or exists as much. I think
it does. I think it definitely does for like bachelor parties and stuff.
Aren't we talking about we're talking about the girl that drops in almost like a happy birthday singing telegram, right?
Yeah. Strippogram.
Strippogram.
Yeah, the stripper that shows up at your
house.
house.
She shows up like, did somebody order a birthday wish? Yeah, and then she... I think this is still a thing. It's never been wildly popular, but it's still a thing.
Although, and maybe this just shows that I'm an old man now and that I'm not as fun as I used to be. If I go to someone's place and they told me like, oh yeah, I ordered a stripper, I'll be like, I gotta get the hell out of here.
Oh no! Oh my God! Ron DeSantis would hate you when he's here. You say that,
and only not because I don't want to see the stripper, because I do, and not because I'm.
Well, don't puss out, bro.
I don't want the pictures that my douchebag friend is going to take with me in the background. The strippers
Where you're holding your beer, like,
and then they're going to put that inevitably on the internet, and then
nobody's going to do that.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, because
you're doing what
they're
you
idiots.
always do.
People are idiots.
You're too concerned about what other people think. Nobody's going to be doing that.
Do you want that picture of you on the internet?
It doesn't bother me. If there was a picture of
You'd be embarrassed.
First of all, they're not going to put a picture on the internet of a completely naked lady with me standing in the background. That's not going to happen.
No, what if she's in her lingerie?
Yeah, fine.
Dancing,
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
You're sitting on the couch holding a Miller Lite.
No problem.
And in a sad apartment with a bunch
I have no
of
problem with that.
45-year-olds, and they see you like.
Look, don't believe me if you want to, but I have no problem with that.
And you're not going to be embarrassed at all? What are you going to say?
I've done way worse. There's way worse photos of me out there.
No, I know.
I'm going to say I was at a bachelor party and a stripper came by because that's a thing.
Yeah, but other people are going to be like, come on,
They
bro,
already
what
judge
are you
me.
doing?
They already judge me. The things I say, the things that I do, the way that I look, the choices I've made, the tattoos on my arm, whatever. People judge crazy. I don't care.
Yeah, but you don't do any of that. Like, you're a regular, normal dad.
Yeah, but I like strippers, so why is it bad if somebody, like, if somebody asked me, do you like that? I'd be like, yes, I do.
It's not bad, but it's embarrassing.
No, it's not.
I think it's
Why is it embarrassing?
Because you're like, what are you doing? Like,
I'm at a bachelor party.
Yeah,
I wasn't
but you're all in your 40s and 50s, and you hired a stripper and she's dancing around. And, like, we're going to have this conversation on the BDM page even about hiring a camel girl.
I think we know which way it's going to go now.
But like, I've taken people's temperature. I've asked my friends.
That's too far when you're taking people's temperature.
They got corona.
And
102.
And then even my friends that listen, my Miami friends, like, they don't care about anything. Like, they
I think you guys have shut down. I'm still a little open, and I'm not looking for it, but I'm not afraid of it, and I'm certainly not embarrassed of it, because if I'm there, I'm there.
If anybody's listening, hire Daniel to come to your
Captain Snacks.
And he'll come to your, because it's awkward though. You're not awkward
I'm not awkward about it. But like, why would I be awkward? Like,
have you ever been to one of these before?
Yeah.
I've been to one.
Where the lady sets up and she was really old. Like older, I should say. I should not be rude. She was older.
I've been to one of these.
Yeah, it wasn't amazing, but it was
awkward as hell.
Yeah, but it wasn't like if a photo of them like showed up, people would be like, "What the hell is going on here?" I'd be
they
like,
wouldn't be.
I was at a party and a stripper came by and she happened to be a little bit older and it was a good time. We had some high lie and it was a great day.
It would be a little bit embarrassing. You're still doing this in your 40s.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it is. Society would
maybe
say it
to
is.
society, but to me, it's not embarrassing at all. I'm talking about me. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I really do not.
All right.
The stripper thing doesn't bother me.
No, I understand. I just think it's an awkward situation. If you're at a strip club, that's one of the. If you're in a dude's apartment,
I got invited there,
and then the girls.
It wasn't my idea. I got invited there.
Yeah. No, I know, but you can then be like, I can't be involved with this. So
does that look better? Do you think in some way that looks better? And people are like, well, Tom was there, but then he said, I can't be here. That's terrible. So he is now a better person than the people that stayed. I don't think people do that.
No one didn't even know. But I'm just saying, like, I don't want some stripper coming here. We're in an apartment. Like, what are we doing?
But you do want a stripper.
Oh, you guys have
there.
kids.
Yeah, I have kids, but I still like beautiful women taking off their clothing. What does that have to do with me having a daughter?
Everybody does. I do. I'm not saying that I'm a moral high horse. I'm just saying it's embarrassing and looked at as like, hey, a little trashy. What are you doing? Like,
okay, I can see the trashy part.
This is something that some like people do in their 20s and stuff like we did back in the day when we used to go to strip clubs for our bachelor parties, right? Like in their 20s. Once you're like in your late 40s,
it's a novelty. It's fun,
or
right?
Middle 40s. It's like it's like you're doing.
What if somebody said like, oh my God, look at this guy riding his one wheel around? That's for kids. Why are you doing that? That's embarrassing that you're on that thing. It's absolutely embarrassing that you would ride a child's toy when your family's there trying to have a good beach day. It is embarrassing that you have that toy out there.
No, I don't think anybody.
You're like a baby you're like a cat playing with a ball.
You're offending him now.
But I'm just
saying,
saying,
they don't equate a one wheel with
it's a toy.
It
is a toy. It's for babies.
You hired a stripper to come to your house and then stripping.
You
hired off Adult Friend Finder.
I'm just trying to give you an example of something that people will look at and they'll like draw a conclusion. And if I saw a grown-ass man riding down the beach on a one wheel, I'd be like, that man's a baby. If I see a man getting a lap dance at a bachelor party, I'm like, well, that's a real man right there, enjoying his American rights.
No, yeah. No, I know that's the joke perception, but the real perception is, come on, bro, what do you do? Like,
I think people think that, but that's on them, I think.
No, I know. Well,
I don't care what they think.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You should do more of this if you don't care. Like,
haters gonna hate.
Yeah, go and hang out at strip clubs. Go to dancers.
I would go to dancers. Maisie saw it the other day. I told you guys that, right? She's like, "What happens there?"
All I know is like the 40.
Because she wants to be a dancer.
Correct. And she saw dancers and knows how to read now. So,
like the people that I know in their mid 40s, they ain't going to strip clubs on the weekends. But the ones that do, they have a stereotype.
You know, my
them.
daughter. My daughter.
If you're in mid 40s, you're going to strip clubs and you're regular at dancers and stuff. I'm
not talking about being a regular. You're taking it too far.
No,
I'm just saying, like you said, the original statement was, if there was a photo where you're standing in the back having a Miller Lite and there's a stripper, that you would be mortified.
I would be embarrassed that photo is now on the internet and people are like, you're at dad's apartment and a bunch of 40-year-olds watching you hired a stripper.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. That's a young man's game, I feel.
Okay.
Anyway, I may be totally wrong.
I'm not willing to get rid of my adolescence so quickly.
I don't see anybody doing this and this age.
Too much fun.
I saw it in the 20s all the time. Anyway.
I only saw it. See, that's the thing. In my 20s, maybe once, maybe twice. Not a lot.
I saw my friends doing it. They hire girls to come strip or whatever. But
okay, let me ask you a question. At the chat room, they seem to be all kind of kicking around basically the same idea. So their question to you, and I'll try to formulate it into one big question, would be, why now are you concerned about things that are like how you would appear in photos on the internet when there's already things on the internet for you, especially based on, you being a stunt guy and a performer and like a radio guy in this town? Wouldn't that stuff be certainly more embarrassing than just you standing at a party where it happens to be a lady in a bikini or lingerie?
Yeah, but that stuff I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying?
So it's an age thing to you.
So if I
grew out of it, yeah.
Okay.
If I get in my underwear, think about how embarrassing it would be if I got in my underwear. Like everybody clowning me with that picture of me with the
I
boy
think you look
shorts.
good. You look fine.
But like I'm, whatever it is. If I did that now, people would be like, "Oh, come on, bro. What are you doing? Why are you up there doing?"
Okay, that's a good example because if you did do that now, I would say that
you're 40 years old. Like, you're kind of embarrassing yourself. I'm just saying that I would imagine other people, and maybe it's just jealousy.
No, I'm glad you brought that up
they're
because
like, you're at a party, you hire a stripper. Like this girl, also like the stripper looks 19 or whatever. So it's like,
what if we hired an older one? What if she was older than me? What if I'm...
Well, then it goes into novelty, and now you're going into joke, and it gets better. But some 19-year-old stripper comes, and then everybody...
Well, that's just a dangerous situation.
Double her age,
right?
And then it's people on the internet, they're like, cheesy,
right.
little cheesy.
Okay, I can see cheesy.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back tomorrow.